Good morning, America. Good morning, YouTube. My name is Danny. I'm a 47-year-old American. This is my show, Danny's Pit. It's not for children, especially this episode, adult content. So if you're under the age of 18, this video is not for you. It might not even be for some of you that are over 18. We'll see. I'm not trying to pretend I'm somebody I'm not. I got a little show here. I got a handful of followers that I love. Trying to grow the show a little bit. Today I have no script. I'm just pissed. I wake up and I check the YouTube and I check, yesterday's news and things that were going on. And I've had a problem with The View for quite a few years now. I used to like The View, and it's not even representative of what it used to be, like when Barbara was still there. Whoopi Goldberg, President Goldberg, Dr. Goldberg, Pope Goldberg, she thinks she's just the defining authority on everything because now she sits on that left-handed chair there. The other day, not exactly sure when, I guess it was yesterday, she made a comment that the Holocaust was not about race. It was not about race. It was white people's problem. Her quote. Not our problem. That was your problem. The Holocaust was not about race. She was allowed to say that, and seems like she hasn't caught any ire yet from more powerful people than me, but I have to say that as an American, as a free person, and as a free thinker, she's absolutely insane. The Holocaust was only about the race. Hitler had decided that Germans were the superior race, the Aryans were the superior race, and Jews were to be executed and destroyed. I'm not exactly sure of the numbers, but I'm sure it was like a few million unfortunate Jewish people marched into gas tanks and fire tanks and firing squads and all kinds of atrocities that would make you puke if you had been there, if you're a person with a heart. Whoopi is dead wrong, okay? And it don't take a high school diploma or a college education to figure out that. Where in the hell does she come off saying that was not about race? She might as well have just been one of the people that say it didn't happen. That was exactly about race, and she should sympathize with that, okay? But she doesn't. She should try to make it a white thing. Jews are, lighter colored. Wrong. Some Jews are lighter colored. Some Jews are very much Arab and dark. The Holocaust was one of the worst things, I think, in human history that was allowed to happen, or that happened. And through the grace of God, we were able, with allies, to stop Hitler in World War II and end that. And up until the 90s, people were facing war crimes over this, And she's going to sit there in her position of great power that she thinks she has. I mean, I'm surprised she don't have a crown. And say it was not about race because it wasn't black on white. It was white on white, so it wasn't about race. Well, what about that woman I just saw the clip on that gets out of the car, walks over to the other two black women. One gets out of the car, walks over to the other one, pulls a gun at point blank range and executes her, walks back into her car and drives away. Now, what if, if I was somebody important, like, I don't know, Shapiro or Hannity or, hell, even Bill Maher right now, I would say that, how do you say that wasn't about race? Because it was black people. That's your problem. Now, come on, man. That's not what America is about. We've lost America a long time ago. I have hope it'll come back. Okay? We should be, tolerant of other people, although I am guilty of losing my patience. I'm only human. I'm so mad at this that I am very much using every therapeutic tool I have not to just blow up right now. The View needs to be stopped. Okay? It's full of misinformation. It's full of these people. They make their little point. The audience cheers, and people think that they're telling, that's where it's at. Well, I got news for you. That's not where it's at. Okay? The View is not a news source. It's a fucking talk show with a bunch of fucking menopausal women who are upset at what? They have great wealth, they have great popularity, they have fame, they seem to have a little bit of power. They say shit and people go crazy. I want to see where this goes. Let's not bury this. We need to make that clip of her saying that the Holocaust was not about race viral. Whoopi needs, her career should be over now, okay? In the past, other people have made anti-Semitic comments. Mel Gibson's a great example. Of course, he did apologize. But what happened there, I think, I wasn't there, I don't know, I wasn't in his head, but Mel Gibson's a pretty staunch Catholic. So deep down in his heart, he probably does have, I won't say a hatred, I'll say a dislike of Jewish people because, you know, they're the ones that basically killed Christ. Well, with the Romans too. So I can see where he's coming from a little bit. Not because he's white. I mean, he's Australian. He's not even American. You know, probably is now. But point is, you know, he had a place of reference. He had a place, misguided and misled as it was, he had a place where he was coming from. But how in the hell do you sit in front of your dwindling 1.9 million viewers you barely got left and say something so fucking idiotic that the Holocaust was not about race? Okay? The Civil War wasn't about slaves. Vietnam was not about fighting communism. Going to the moon, if we went, I mean, you know, this, you can't sit there, Whoopi, and just dissect and cut out like some kind of weird collage how you see things, and you say, you know, this is how I feel about it, and the crowd cheers, and you're uplifted or whatever. You know, Whoopi's about the most ignorant person I have ever heard speak freely on TV in years. And I used to be a big Whoopi fan, like a lot of, well, if you guys watch, like a lot of you guys probably were back in the day. You know, I mean, Whoopi was cool. I mean, admit it, she was cool. I mean, I loved Whoopi. When she came on The View, I thought, oh, cool, comic relief. But boy, you give some of those liberals or whatever they are, you know, like I said, Bill Maher earlier, you know, the right wing is calling for him to please run. You know, I mean, and he used to be like one of the most hated men in you know, the Republican Party, which again I'm not a part of. I'm a libertarian, but still, Whoopi said that, okay, and then she backtracks on Twitter, okay, the coward that she is, backtracks on Twitter. Now, there's no backtracking. She said it. That's how warped she thinks. That let us in to the minds of everybody that is, except for the guests that they usually slaughter because all the chickens start clocking at once and he can't even get a word out. But she said it clearly. The panel kind of seemed to uncomfortably agree with her, but they're going to, because they're on the same side. And the thing is, it's horrible. You know, it's horrible. If I was Jewish, I would want more than an apology. If I had family members that died in the Holocaust in those horrible gas chambers and fire tanks and, you know, every other way they decided to, and they at one point they were saving bullets and just stomping Jewish people's heads into the ground with the butts of their rifles. You know, read a few books, the real books, you know. A People's History of the United States of America by Howard Zinn. Read that. The thing is it was about race. She had no right to step into that arena and call it this or call it that. You're a black woman in America in 2022. You have no right. Okay, Whoopi? You know, like I said before, my dad's from South Georgia. I one time Googled it, and like 21 people with my last name from the place where my dad's from died in the Civil War. I have a stake in that, okay? I never owned a slave, and every black person that I know has never picked cotton. I've said that before, too. I get along fine. One of my best friends is a black guy, okay? Not just a black guy, he's a fucking gang member, but he's my buddy. You know, we leave that other shit to the side because he knows I'm not with that. But You can't. Now get back to the main point. You can't do it. Well, you can't. It's time to be held accountable for what you do and what you say, like the way you hold everybody else accountable when they slip or do something a little different than what you agree with, which is usually about every damn thing. You know, I follow this right here. Jesus Christ, that's my Lord and Savior. He was a Jewish man. Okay? So I don't get it. I'm going to leave it there, even though that doesn't seem to really fit the narrative of my show today, but I just kind of wanted to end on a positive note of remember Christ and remember his teachings. And even if you're not a Christian, if you just followed what he said, you would have a bountiful, beautiful life. That's all he wanted for you. And that's why I don't understand people that can't stand religion and try to break it down and say we came out of a swamp somewhere. Look around your living room. Look at your TV stand. It didn't just appear. Somebody designed it, somebody built it, and somebody sold it. Things don't just appear. Now, if something as benign as a TV stand has to be made, it don't just appear. What about us? In our DNA strand that goes from here to like Saturn if they try to unwind it. There is a perfect design. Okay, whether you believe in God or not, I don't care. I'm not going to fight you on it. I'm just going to pray for you. Anyway, I'm running way longer than I thought, guys and gals. I'm sorry. Just had to get this off my chest today. I'll try to make more pits. I've been kind of backing off. I do this sometimes. I'll let a month or so go just to see what's going on, or sometimes I'll post daily. It just depends. So with that being said, America, like I always say, stay vigilant. Stay strong. We're still here. Okay, there's a lot more of us than they want to think. All right, and that's how we're going to win the next midterms and the next election. It's gone too far. So anyway, like I said, stay vigilant. Be safe, America. And I always tell you guys, look forward. But once in a while, glance back. You got to see where you came from to know where you're going sometimes. Don't live in the past, though. I'm guilty of doing that for years, and I finally stopped. My life got better and happier. So I'll leave it at that. And leave a comment if you want, please. I would really like you to subscribe if you want to. I'm trying to build up my viewership here. And if you have opinions or anything you wanna say or leave a comment, you're not gonna offend me. I have very thick skin, so let's have a conversation. So anyway, again, with that being said, I love America, and I think we still have a shot. Okay, so with that being said, God bless you, America. God bless us. God bless the United States of America. Thank you.